What is up, people? What is up, heathens? Rev Avi checking in live for the Magic Quarantine Talk. What's going on, Legion? I am here. So, of course, we're going to talk about magic. We're going to talk about the occult. We're going to talk about all that interesting black magic, demon stuff you guys like so much, okay? So, tonight's topic is going to be a good one. Hopefully, this is going to shed some light on a lot of things. Help some of you gain some clarity about how to do certain things and what the heck they're even for. Tonight, we're going to cover high magic ritual. Okay, not only am I going to explain the various parts of a high magic ritual, I'm going to give you an example, and then we'll break down some more inner understanding of this stuff. Okay, so I'll give people a chance to get here. Of course. If you're friends with people in the group, tag them, guys. Tag those guys so we can get them on here. Tag your friends. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the thumbs up. Hit the like button, guys. Please subscribe, okay? If you're not on our Discord, if you're not in the Discord group, join up. We have plenty of voice chats on there. Everybody has a voice on Discord, not just me, okay? So that's the best place to connect. You know, when we are on there doing the voice chats, that's the best place for everybody to come and get to know each other. So what's up? I see one person checking in. Let me get my comments and stuff going. Cool. And I probably should have did an announcement, so let me type that in my computer. And then we'll jump this thing off, okay? We'll get this thing going. So I hope everybody had a good day today. I've been super duper busy as usual, getting stuff done. But I still make time to do this. I always like to do these quarantine talks and stuff like that, okay? So, what's up, Rhino? That's just the person I wanted to see. I was waiting for one of the mods to tag people. Perfect. So, I'm just going to go ahead and jump this off, okay, and get started, because I want to cover a lot of stuff, and I'm trying to keep these under 30 minutes, okay? So, cool. What's up, Rhino? Tag people. Yeah, awesome. So, starting at the beginning, with a high magic ritual. I'm trying to wave, it's not working. Okay. So, starting at the beginning, with the high magic ritual, you're obviously, very obviously, gonna need some supplies, right? That's the first thing you need. So, the things you're gonna need, let's run down that list really quickly. Depending on what kind of ritual you're doing, which, personally, I'm just gonna start right from the top and tell you, you don't need specific fancy robes. You don't need a specific athame or a special fucking chalice or any of that stuff to make this work, okay? But the things you would need to make it work technically are going to be usually candles. So you get a variety of candles. This one's actually one of those bleeding candles I like a lot. So some candles. I've got white, red, black, you name it. I've got a lot of candles hiding around in this place. I actually pulled out all my ritual supplies so I can show them off. So I've got all different colors. The other thing you will need if you're planning to do it in the traditional way, okay, which of course I don't teach here in demonism, but it has its uses, and you'll find out why at the end of this live, okay? The other thing you usually need is a black hilt athame if you're practicing left-hand path stuff, right? So you need your black hilt athame, your candles. You're going to need a chalice, okay? And I've got one on my altar, always, silver chalice. The traditional grimoire, they need one that's made out of metal. But use whatever you have. Use whatever worked. I've used all kinds, and they all work just fine. You'll need a chalice, okay? Some incense, and I'm just going to grab a whole bunch of them here, but I've got, like, incense up the wazoo. So you need some incense, okay? And then, of course, you'll need to, depending on what grimoire you're working with, mark out your circle on the floor, or cast your invisible circle, or whatever that process is for you. Now, the casting process for conjuring in this method with the high magic ritual usually involves first setting up for the ritual beforehand, okay? So you'll have all your altars set up. I always have mine set up because it's in my bedroom. It's over there, okay? So have your altar set up ahead of time. And then what you want to do is, the first thing you do is enter the chamber, right? You're going to have darkness and the incense burning, all that stuff. You're going to enter the chamber. This is the concept of getting in the right mind, right? The entering the chamber is so important because the idea of leaving the room and then going into that special place where you're going to perform the magic represents you separating yourself from mundane thinking and going into magical thinking, okay, or trance thinking. Okay, follow along with this, guys. So you enter the chamber, okay, after you've prepped it. It's going to be smelling fantastic and stuff, right? You go in there. First step is to cast your circle, okay, or the cone of power. I like to call it the cone of power, or stirring the pot, okay. In order to cast your circle, you will take your athame, but I'm going to use my wand so I don't have to dance around with a knife. But I have a wand also. This is actually Brand's. But you could use a wand for this also. And let me adjust my camera just a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. A little bit lower. Sorry, I put my hand in front of the screen. Okay, so the idea is you'll enter your chamber and face a specific direction. Usually with demons, it's west or south, okay? And you'll face that direction, holding your athame in hand, and you're going to state why you're there, okay? Or what your purpose is, okay? I am the witch. I'm here to conjure this evening and summon upon the forces of magic. Whatever. Just get in that mindset of getting started, okay? For the conjuration, you usually draw a pentagram in the air. This involves taking a big, deep breath to focus your energy, if you read most grimoires, okay? Then you'll exhale through your mouth, and you're going to draw either a right side up pentagram, if you're one of those white magic practitioners, or an inverted pentagram in the air, okay, while vibrating a certain demon's name, okay? So you can attach your own demonic entities that correspond to the elements or directions or whatever you're doing at that time to each of the directions. You could have a predetermined conjuration that you always use, okay, that you use for your conjurations, and it'll still work the same, okay? But you're going to face each of those 4 directions and draw that pentagram while vibrating the name. So in this example, let's just use Belial, okay? So we're going to take a deep breath. Belial. Okay? And that would be your idea of vibrating the demon's name while facing the directions or the 4 directions and conjuring your, this is just the cone of power. This is the thing that makes you feel powerful. So whatever your deities are, okay, that you work with, whatever your forces are or your patron deities are in your path that you work with, you should be conjuring them during this time to make yourself feel more powerful, okay? To empower yourself. This is the purpose of this initial casting of the circle or conjuration. Has nothing to do with protecting yourself from some demon that you might conjure or entity that you might conjure. The idea of that is just completely silly, okay? So after you've done your initial conjuration of or cone of power, facing the 4 directions, okay? We've turned in our counterclockwise direction. We're facing back towards our altar, okay? Now we're going to start with the actual conjuration of the being, okay? This is what you're going to do to actually call them into the space. All right. Once you're in the right frame of mind, you're going to have a specific conjuration you use for your demon or entity. Okay. Okay. So, this could be, and I'm trying to read comments. So this can be a demonic end. Okay. Some people like demonic ends. I personally don't. It's a bunch of mumbo jumbo, and I'll just throw that out right now. People can get mad, say whatever. It's some bullshit language somebody made up. It's not fucking real. It's an imaginary language. So use whatever you want. You could just sit there and talking pig Latin, whatever your thing is to conjure. I like to call to the spirit directly if I'm doing this type of thing, right? I usually like to call to the spirit directly, or that's the way I used to do it. Okay, I don't conjure in this way anymore because I don't feel that it's necessary. But traditionally, I would call directly to the spirit. Belial, I'm calling you into this space. Come into this space and manifest in a form that is visible to me. Okay? Or something like that. Speak in a voice that I can hear. Appear in a way so that I know you are here without doubt. I'm conjuring you into this place. Okay? You would continue in this manner and continue until the spirit manifests. Okay? Now, the idea with conjurations and high magic rituals is that you're going to be in somewhat darkness. The darker, the better. If you could work in complete darkness, that's the absolute best, for reasons I've already mentioned. But here's the thing. Once the spirit appears, then you start with your request. So you should have a reason for conjuring, of course. And then you would make your request. I want to have this occur. I want you to go make this happen. I'm trying to make this manifest, or I want to better this aspect of myself. Whatever your reason for doing the conjuration is, stated to the spirit at this point, okay? Once you feel like they've manifested. After that is usually the dismissal. So this is just something where you say, thank you for coming. I appreciate you helping me with this work. Or something like that, so that the spirit knows it's time to depart. You're not going to say anything else, is the idea in most of the grimoires, okay? And then that's the end of your ritual. You would extinguish the candles, whatever, and then leave the room, okay? Entering back into the mundane world. So this is the idea of the ritual. The whole process usually takes somewhere in the 30 to hour range if you're doing it and you're really getting involved and you're really trying to do this stuff, right? Now let's talk about... now that everybody has a idea of how to do this, let me look. I'm going to see if there's some questions first, and then I'm going to talk about the hidden concepts behind why this stuff can work. Okay. So let me scroll up, look at some of these comments. Rhino, what's the point of the black hilt? Whatchamacallit? Would it not be okay to use just any knife? It would be okay to use any knife. The black hilt athame is just something that comes from left-hand path teachings, where black and darkness and all that sort of thing is predominant. So of course you want the black hilt athame, because white magic and specifically like Golden Dawn stuff, they use a white hilt athame. So they're of course reversing every fucking thing on this side. So that's why they say a black hilt. But any knife, wand, whatever will work. Okay. Basically, the idea is that having something in your hand is supposed to make you feel more powerful. So that's why the magician has the magic wand, or the athame, or the shaman carries the staff, okay? This is a tool to make you feel more powerful, more grounded, and more connected to the energies, okay? Other than that, it has no other purpose. It's all about you. Rituals are all about you, and I'm about to build up to that in just a second. What's up, Asen? Cool. Maybe I should have used the word significance rather than point. It's all right. Steven says, you are trying to set the scene to act out and perform your rites. That's right. Okay, so let's continue. So now that we have a basic idea of how to conjure, let's talk about the inner stuff behind this, okay? So the idea of using this stuff, how and why could this work? It can work because ritual magic, specifically high rituals, are nothing more than a process of you trying to put yourself in trance, okay? That's the main thing. It's all about putting yourself in trance. The truth is, if anyone wants to practice witchcraft or magic or occultism or anything like that, you need to understand that at the core, it's all mentalism, okay? And that's the strong thing that I teach here, and what is so different about this group and everyone else. I'm not telling you to believe in any demons, because you don't need to. You don't need to worship anything to practice this stuff, okay? You don't even need to do this type of ritual, and I don't anymore. Frankly, it's just not needed. I know how to conjure stuff into full physical appearance for myself and others without this long drawn-out process, okay? While it does have a place in the realm of playing upon the imagination, okay, and activating the imaginative mind, it is not needed in order to do that, okay? There are other methods to do that. So the whole point is the ritual is meant to, like I said, trance yourself. This is all about you trancing yourself, right? So the idea of turning in that circle, okay, of doing that repetitive thing. If you've practiced this stuff, okay, it's all props. If you've practiced this stuff, okay, you should be doing it repeatedly. The idea that most of the grand wizards, the grand magi, the high people that are writing these books understand that most people don't, is they know damn well that most people are not going to pick up that book and do what's in there and try to summon a spirit and have it show up the first time, okay? They know that's not going to work. The idea is, but if you continue to push and you continue to try and you honestly get your emotions and your mind involved, it will activate the spirit, and anything can work if that's the concept, right? You don't need to do it in a specific way for it to work. It just needs to be ritual, okay? The word ritual means repetition. So they know you're not going to do it the first time. You're supposed to be repeating this stuff over and over and over and over and over again until it clicks. And for some people, it never does, okay? Because they don't really understand that this is a process of mentalism, okay? And so with that said, that's why I teach the mesmeric and hypnotic techniques that you really need to know to access your subconscious mind here. I shared a great blog on my website. If you haven't been on the website, demonism.org, check it out, guys. I shared a really great blog on my website, and it's a chat. It's actually a talk from a very, very profound teacher. Okay, if you don't know about this guy, he teaches Hinduism, but his name is Raja Chandri. Okay, and this guy is one of the most profound yoga mind experts, Kundalini experts in the world. Okay, so I posted a great talk from him. It's only about maybe 12 minutes long, the lecture or something like that, and he explains the concepts behind the mind and the pineal gland exactly the way that I explained it in Samhita Dioram for you. So you'll understand exactly what the process is of trying to awaken your pineal gland so you can really experience this stuff, okay? And I hope this is making sense to people. It's not just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. There's a scientific process behind all of this stuff, and there's a lot of people that believe and understand. Well, no, let's get away from belief, okay? There's a lot of people that know the same things that I'm telling you, and they're scientists. They know that the pineal gland is literally an eye, and the eye only looks inside of us. It's an eyeball that looks inside, okay? So the idea is, of course, you can awaken this eye and see into your inner worlds, and the secret to that lies in the mind, with the subconscious mind and trance, okay? At least that's one of the secrets. A lot of things can put you into trance, but if you study my books and the stuff that I'm teaching, you'll understand that people are always in trance, okay? Cool. All right. So I hope you guys are really starting to understand the idea of doing something repetitively, okay? And getting that much involved, of wanting that God or that spirit or whatever it is to appear, getting so involved with it and doing it over and over again, and you're burning candles and you're buying more candles and incense. And you got to understand, okay, if you're reading something over and over and over every day, studying it and focusing on it, you're grinding your mind, right? You're implanting a seed into your mind that takes root, okay? And this can happen with anything. I hope that makes sense. So that is the secret behind high magic ritual and why it works. It's not based on what spirits you conjure. It's not based on how you dance in a circle. Doesn't matter what names you vibrate or how you point in the air. Has nothing to do with that. Everything to do with your mind, okay? So with that said, guys, I'm going to open up for some questions. I can't believe I got all of that out in 20 minutes. But I'm going to open up for some questions and see what you guys have to say, okay? So yeah, I pulled out all my old ritual stuff. I just keep this stuff. I'm a pack rat. I'll just admit it. I'm kind of a pack rat, so I just keep this stuff around. I have a bunch of incense and candles and stuff I collect and statues, and you know, it's all great. I like it. You know, it's part of who I am. But mostly, I do understand that this stuff is props. You know, and a lot of people will not admit that. The truth is, you do not need any of that stuff to practice real magic, because real magic is about us. It's not about the fucking props or the ancient words you say or the circle you draw on the floor or any of that, okay? It's just not about that. So hopefully this gives people some great insight. If you do want to practice magical ritual in this way, by all means, do so. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with practicing in the traditional type way, but do understand that it's a process of self-hypnosis. And if you do it with someone else, it's a process of you hypnotizing or mesmerizing them and activating their mind. It's still the same process that I'm teaching you. But if you really want to learn how to do this outside of just, you know, like I said, reading a bunch of grimoires that offer you the idea of belief, I do teach it from a scientific context here in demonism, okay? That's the point of it, guys. That's why we're here, okay? So with that said, let's talk about how I do conjure, since I got a few more minutes and I'm not seeing any questions. I'll give you an idea of how I do conjure nowadays, now that I don't need the athames and everything. I love my altar and stuff. I'll never get rid of that, right? But let me tell you how I do conjure. So the way that I do conjure, okay, nowadays is to do it directly, okay? If I'm working with myself, and I want to start channeling, I just take a few deep breaths, close my eyes, and then I can go. I have triggers implanted to help my mind go to places. One of those things is the mirror you see on the wall behind me, the black mirror. A lot of people use that in the context of just looking into it or hoping something appears in there. I use it in the context of when I sit down in front of it, I've programmed myself to go bam into the spirit world. Boom, imagination kicks in and whatever I want to see is in there because the mirror itself is the trigger for my mind. So for those of you that don't know how mesmeric techniques work, they work based on triggers, things that that trigger your mind or activate a memory out of your mind to the current moment. So for instance, if you've experienced something before, even if it's something negative like drowning or something like that, think about something like that because it's going to help you connect with this, right? If you've experienced something like drowning, right, you are traumatized from that. It's in you. You know, like, I do not like fucking water, okay? And the idea of being able to conjure that again is much easier with something that has a stronger effect on your mind. So if you've gone into deep trance states and experienced, this is why experiencing stuff is more important, knowing is the most important. If you've experienced it before, you can conjure it again. If it's extreme happiness and you've been there, you can think of that moment where you were happy and go back there. This is how the mesmeric techniques work, guys, okay? So it's the process of programming the mind to react a certain way to a certain stimulus. Okay? What's up, Danielle? Long time no see. Ryan, they just help, but you could sit and stare at the ocean and do the same shit, or more as someone who is just starting with the whole altar setup. Yeah, so the thing is like, I told someone literally, I think yesterday, like the earth is my altar. She was asking about altars and how many I have set up in my house, and like, oh, like, you know, oh, I got 30 altars set up in my house, so yay me. Like, what difference does that make? It doesn't fucking help anybody. You having a bunch of altars in your house. It's the same thing like, I'm gonna talk about this guy. Who was that? Somebody posted, fucking, he's a rapper, and I do not like rappers, but that guy put a damn gem on his head. What the fuck is his name? Vert. Uzi Vert or whatever. Put that damn gemstone on his head. And these people are like, I saw like witches like responded like, oh, he's having some mass spiritual awakening. I'm like, no, he literally just stuck $24 million to his fucking forehead. How does that help the world? It doesn't. You know, let's be realistic here. That fucking doesn't help anybody. It's the same thing as having 30 altars in your house. That's not going to help you be any more magical at all. The truth is altars are about you having something that triggers you, right, to remember your spiritual experiences, okay? And the more of them you have, the more attached you become to things like that, the altar, the athame, whatever, okay? When you have success using those things, they have more value to you, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. What's up, Susie? So, yeah, guys, if you didn't catch this from the beginning, go back and watch. I walked through how to do a high magic ritual for those of you that do want to try conjuring at home. And then I broke down, of course, the science behind it and what's really going on, okay? So cool. With that said, guys, if there's not any questions, I'm going to run out of here, okay? And maybe we can do a voice chat. If you guys are up for it, we can jump on Discord, do a voice chat. So yeah, guys, if you haven't been to the website, check it out, demonism.org. Subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, all that good stuff, okay? Cool. So, for those of you that have been on the site, there's three membership levels. There's three membership levels: neophyte, practitioner, and adept. Just start wherever you can, you feel comfortable. Okay. If you feel like you're a neophyte, even if not, start there. Okay. Basically, they're based off of my books. Neophytes start with Samhita. Everyone starts with Samhita, in my eyes. You should come here with the idea of being a beginner. Even if you've been doing this for 30 years, empty your cup. Okay. Empty your cup so that it can be filled. Come with the beginner mindset so that you can learn. because we can all learn from each other, and that's the important part of this, okay? But I did post some great stuff on the website. There's 3 membership levels. Neophyte, okay? Neophyte's for beginners. Practitioner is for when you're ready to start doing the mesmerism and hypnotic techniques that I'm teaching, okay? All of this stuff comes with, the stuff on the website comes with video lessons. So instead of just being a book with words, you get to actually have hear my voice, and there'll be some video lessons to teach you this stuff. So practitioners is mesmerism, all the hypnotic techniques and stuff like that. And then the last level is demonism, okay? That's going to be the adept level. We're going to go through the last book that I just wrote, Demonism, and I'm going to teach you about all the different ways to use real magic to fuck with people, and then, of course, have real magical powers and use it in an effort to gain real spiritual advancement, okay? Which is a whole new concept of using BDSM and all of this stuff as a way to actually genuinely have spiritual advancement, okay? So demonism is a whole new monster that I don't think the Left Hand Path community has ever seen before, okay? Cool, cool, cool. So with that said, guys, I'm going to jump out of here. I've been on for 30 minutes. Much, much love, okay? Much love. I will see you guys in the next one.